My friends, welcome to a new live stream. Here with me, the Suppoman, your superhero of 100 to 1000x gems. In this video, I am going to be answering the question, what altcoins will retire your bloodline? And I am going to be answering this question whilst playing Paperboy 2. You've seen me play Paperboy 1. I've never played Paperboy 2. So, I'm going to have a new set of obstacles, a new set of people trying to get me off my bike, whilst I answer the question about why these particular altcoins are going to be the saviour, the ultimate saviour of the altcoin super cycle. Or as I like to call it, the cult coin super cycle. So let me just make sure that everything's okay, and if you could, smash a like, so that I know that you love these particular types of videos. So let me just make sure that you can hear me and all is okay, etc, etc. It's going to be very, very important. Yes, you can. So, I think you can. Hold on. Yes, you can. Yes. So, let me share this over to the good people of the Twitterverse. Come and join me live on a Sunday. And I'm religious. I should not be working today, but I don't class this as working. I class this as just delivering messages that are going to be important to you, whilst having fun playing video games. So, we're starting on Easy Street. We're on Easy Street. I started that on completely the wrong note. But anyway, Easy Street, apparently. So, I've got to be delivering papers to my subscribers. Dog leash law considered. Yeah, what about granny law? She was really trying to get me off my bike. So, I'm going to be telling you about why I believe that cult coins are where you should be concentrating your efforts. In my personal opinion, I believe that cult coins play the most important role in cryptocurrency that we have ever seen. Right? Now, I have been quite a purist when it comes to cryptocurrency. I like to invest in, or have traditionally invested in, technological coins. I have always thought that the most important thing was transactions per second, because transactions per second is what's going to lead to the fastest dApps, it's what's going to lead to mass adoption, it's what's going to lead to the global use of cryptocurrency, why it can be like the internet was back in the late 90s, right? This is going to be the financial ecosystem that is faster than the traditional banking system. Hence why the likes of XRP came to prominence in the first place, because it will allow you to send money globally with very little in fees and have high speeds. But as cryptocurrency has progressed, we've seen more and more, even more impressive technologies coming out. So I've always thought that cryptocurrency was about this, that the mass adoption was going to be coming from a technological standpoint. However, we are living in a very sad world, a sad society. I've already commented on the fact we are living in a loneliness epidemic. That means that we are never been more lonely, never been more disenfranchised, never felt like we're alone, never been more depressed, never been more spiritually unsatisfied, dissatisfied. And that's the state of the world that we're in right now. This is what's come as a result of COVID. And so what we have to do is we need to find the solution. And that solution is coming in the form of cult coins. Why? Because cult coins are what is likely to be the saviour for a very hedonistic, very selfish, very online-based society and bring people back together. And a reason why I say this is because what we have seen since COVID is we have seen that people, as disenfranchised as they are, as lonely and sad as they are, they tend to find solace in going on TikTok, going on social media, buying things like, Stanley Cups, Jelly Cats, Prime Energy drinks, all these things that are marketed to people on these online platforms, right? And people are gravitating towards these new brands, because it's going to make you happy. And that's basically what people are doing. And this is where meme coins come into play, or should I say cult coins. Because where they are making all the difference is giving people a community. They're giving identity. They are giving a sense of meaning. And that's one of the things that is most missing in this decaying society. It is a decaying society. If people are, resorting to going online to find videos, to find advice, to see how they can improve their lives. And the reason why is because people have no money. They have no money to be able to buy a house. They have a lack of funds to be able to invest, to enjoy the finer things in life. I'm doing really bad in Paperboy because I'm concentrating so much on the message. They are priced out. People can't be as independent as they used to be. You can't be as independent as your parents were. That doesn't exist anymore because everything's so bloody expensive now. And so it all compounds on each other. Life is expensive. Life is lonely. Life is selfish. Life is hedonistic. Life is spiritually decaying. So we need a savior. We need some form of community. We need to be able to be with like-minded people. And that is where cult coins are coming in. Now, we have seen the way being shown by the likes of XRP, Cardano, Bitcoin. These are your traditional cult coins. Because they are sticky. What happens is you've got people who are present, active, and promoting. And believing. Have faith. Like a religion. That's why these coins do well. Look at XRP. XRP is like Marmite. You either love it or you hate it. And most people hate XRP. And that gives validation to people who love XRP. They feel even stronger in their beliefs of even stronger in their beliefs of liking XRP. They think the people that dislike XRP, they just don't get it. They don't understand. And so that makes them even more motivated to push the message out, to comment on people's videos, to make videos saying XRP to $500. Fuck! And so the XRP army gets stronger. Same with Cardano. Cardano was once upon a time about the technology. Now, no one gives a stuff about the technology. Technologically, Cardano has not really done anything in the last 4 years. Right? 4 years ago was where they introduced smart contracts back in 2021. Right? And nothing really has happened with Cardano since, except for the cult perception of Cardano. Right? People, like with XRP, love to either hate Cardano. Look at Alex Becker. Like, most of the time, all he did was make Cardano jokes. Like saying that anybody who bought Cardano was a cuck, whose wife was sleeping with somebody else, right? So he was taking the piss out of Cardano because it was a love or hate cryptocurrency. It did nothing. It was a stable coin, a lot like XRP, right? But that makes the people who do believe in it, they makes them louder, makes them stronger, right? And as a result, Cardano, XRP, coins that have really technologically done nothing different in the past, 5 to 7 years, right? But what they do is they keep their armies alive. They keep their people passionate. They keep their people present. Why? Because they are cult coins. And they have stood the test of time despite the likes of, Sui, Aptos, Nia, Render, all these new coins, right? They have no chance of usurping the likes of XRP and Cardano and Bitcoin, right? Because they have armies, right? And so this opens up a new type of cryptocurrency, which is cult cryptocurrency. Fuck, I missed the robber. That supermarket's gonna get robbed now. Ah! Fucking cars. Now, where you've got XRP, Cardano, and in newer times, Pepe, Whiff, Popcat, Mog, Fartcoin, what you've got with newer times is you've got these new cult coins, right? They're classed as meme coins because the originator of this type of cryptocurrency was Doge, and Doge was an internet meme. Hence why these types of coins that have a dog or celebrity or some kind of cultural icon are known as meme coins. But really, they are cult communities. The value is in the size, the mission, the way people interact, the relationships, the marketing that these communities do, the amount of videos they do, the amount they are trying to spread good knowledge about these particular cryptocurrencies. That's where the value is. It's not in the technology. And similar with XRP and Cardano, the value is in the cult. That's why the cult cryptocurrencies are going to be the best performers. And in recent times, the best performing cryptocurrencies in 2024, 2023 even, were the likes of WIF, PopCat, Pepe. In 2021, it was Shiba, Doge, Baby Doge, right? Meme coins have been such a big flavor. They've been the best performing cryptocurrency. SafeMoon. You know, all of these, they stood for cult. They stood for community. There was nothing technological about them, and that was the magic, because that makes it much easier. Now, AI, that's different. AI is a type of technology that is very exciting. It's also slightly scary, because AI is coming for people's jobs. It's going to revolutionize this loneliness pandemic, right? Because people are going to feel like they can talk to an AI and they don't have to leave their house. They've got an AI doctor. They've got an AI wellness consultant, AI fitness consultant, AI, holistic medicine consultant. Like, basically everything can exist because of AI agents. And that's why AI agents and cult coins are very, very strong. And why I like cryptocurrencies that are a mix of the two. That are AI agents that are also cults, like Leah, like Colin, like Aria. Okay, they're cults. Look at the communities. They are so passionate. Why? Because there's an icon. A little bit like with Cardano, with XRP. Like, does anybody care about the technology of Cardano? Does anybody care how many transactions per second it does? They do for Solana, and that's why Solana, it works, right? Solana isn't a cult community coin, right? But, XRP, they've got Brad Garlinghouse, David Schwartz. Cardano has Charles Hoskinson. Hex and Pulse Chain have Richard Hart. And look at Hex. A 10,000x coin in the last market. Why? Because cult works. Community works. The value in the community can be found. And that's why, the likes of Hex, Cardano, XRP in the past, in the present, Pepe, WIF, MOG, PopCat, Fartcoin, SPX. That's why they've all boomed. They've all boomed because of cult. That's why no one really, that's why Aptos hasn't done that great. WorldCoin hasn't done that great. Ondo doesn't do that great. People like to talk about Ondo, Render, or Tau, all these coins. Right? Tau is a good one, to be fair. But, oddly enough, I've pretty much spoken about all of them early. But technology, people don't like that. People don't like technology anymore. People like a cryptocurrency that doesn't make it unfair for anyone. Right? And technology cryptocurrencies have done that. They have done that with the likes of, with crypto VCs, with traditional VCs, getting into the likes of every top launch that has happened. Every coin that gets thrown into the billions of dollars, right, have got VCs backing them, have got token unlocks that dilute the value, that makes VCs dump on retail, right? And retail are sick of it. Retail are sick of it. And that's why cult coins that are known as meme coins have become so huge. Because all the suppliers out there, in most cases, VCs are not in those coins. TradFi are not in those coins. So as a result of that, people don't get dumped on. And the community is pure. The ability to make multipliers is pure. The lack of dilution makes gains much better. And that's why I'm loving cult coins. Specifically, the cult coins I am loving right now, and why, are all will retire. All will retire because the value is in the community, the goal, the mission of the community. And that is retirement. It's simple. It's simplistic. And it gives a form of digital spirituality. where people are missing physical and mental spirituality nowadays with the denigration of society, and it is. Society is decayed. It really has. Some of you feel it, some of you don't, but, you know, people are lonely. The amount of people offing themselves is increasing. The amount of depression is increasing. The amount of sadness is increasing. That's why people, you know, they go to sound baths, they do yoga, they do wellness stuff. You know, they try to look after themselves because they're trying to gain some form of control back, because it seems like society's taking that control away. So people want to be happy again. So they try and look for solace in these types of hobbies. But cryptocurrency provides that kind of solace with cult coins. Because, like I said, you join these cult coins. You become part of an army. You're with like-minded people. You are united with a mission. You want not only to achieve that goal, but you want the cryptocurrency to achieve that goal. You want the people you become friends with in those communities to achieve that goal. And that's why I love All Will Retire, because retirement is a very, very, very hard thing to achieve. Particularly nowadays. Like, it just costs so much more to, you know, buy a property, to be able to save up, to build a pension, to build up a stack of money for when you retire. No, it's almost next to impossible. The increase of inflation, the increased prices of everything, you know, not only just commodities, but things that you like, they're all expensive. It's a paradox that the things that you love in this life are the most expensive. You know, are the ones that are bad for you. But that's just how it is, right? So we're living in a world that's just broken. And so the value in cryptocurrency is not technology anymore. It's not having this decentralized money or banking system. It's in having wellness. It's in having a society that comes together again. It's about having some form of digital spirituality. And that's what's coming back. And that's why people are loving cryptocurrency. People are loving looking at their phantom wallets and seeing their meme coins spiking. Because that is the coming back of society. It's the coming back of, you know, some form of happiness, some form of community, and getting rid of sadness, getting rid of loneliness. You know, being with people who, you know, have a common goal. That's why I love AS as well. AS, you know, what's going to make people happy, right? Getting rich, having fun, right? That's what Pepe and Whiff and all that, they're dog coins, but they are about having fun, right? It's about being in a culture that its symbol is about kind of happiness. It's about enjoyment. And that's why I like AS. AS has the same kind of qualities as the likes of, you know, Popcat, Whiff, or, you know, Tits. You know, it's got the fun factor. It's got an evergreen subject matter. There's no what I find in cryptocurrency is that a lot of people invest in coins that are relevant for a short period of time only. For instance, the likes of, this is not as fun as Paperboy 1, is it? For instance, I know where I was going with that. Completely lost my train of thought there. But yeah, so completely lost my train of thought. But the reason why I like AS is because it represents fun, right? And people love to have fun. It's an that's where I was going. It's an evergreen subject as well. What I found in cryptocurrency is people like, you know, Peanut the Squirrel. What's Peanut the Squirrel? Peanut the Squirrel was relevant for one time only. You know, these debate coins that came out was relevant for one time only. A Hairy Balls, or whatever it was that Elon Musk changed his name to, was relevant for one time only. And, you know, people were mad about these. Oh, it's going to be the next $30 billion cryptocurrency. It ain't, right? It's relevant for a couple of weeks, then it's dead, right? And why I like AS is because everybody likes AS, male or female. Arguably male, and at the end of the day, cryptocurrency is mostly male. 95% male. And what do men like? Tits or AS? Now, Tits went to a $500 million market cap from 200k. It's my best performer of all time. Now, in this market, I believe that Tits has had its time. Right? It's had its time. You know, the people that are now in tits are wanting to exit because they bought too high. They're wanting an exit. So if tits goes up, people are going to be selling the shit out of it. It's never going to be able to get back to a situation where it's making massive money because it had its time. What you need is something new, something untapped, something virginal, something bottomed, something relatively unpumped that doesn't have a load of people wanting out. And ass is that. Nice! Ass is that! Oh shit. Oh, I managed to avoid it. Ah, yes! More people you can hit with your papers, but it's just not as fun, is it? Yeah, I'm probably never going to play this one again. Even though you've got greater movement in this one, actually, funnily enough. So anyway, all retire. It's simple. It's digital spirituality. You know, it's about retirement, and that's it. And everybody in crypto wants to retire, right? So it makes the most sense. Then you have got AS, which, as I said, also makes a lot of sense. GigaChadette, like GigaChad, is the ultimate female movement. There is no other like it. People say to me, oh, what about Chadette? Chadette's stupid. Right? GigaChadette is the actual movement for women. And that is that's as significant a movement as anything in cryptocurrency. If you are wanting for, you know, females to get into cryptocurrency, yes, there has to be a fun factor, but there also has to be a kind of community factor as well, an identity factor. And that's where GigaChadette, and why I think GigaChadette could do extremely well come the end of the bull market. And there is a newer one, which at this point, I don't really want to talk too much about, but also has a very simplistic value proposition. A very all-will-retire-esque value proposition, which is about getting people out of the 9 to 5. That, just like all-will-retire, it's about uniting people with a common goal. To break out of wage slavery. To not be an employee anymore. And to live on your own terms. To make enough money that you can work for fun. But that you can afford the things in life, right? And that is very, very valuable. That mission statement. That goal. That community of like-minded people. Because they're all going to be all after the same thing. And as a result of that, with a mission such as escaping the 9 to 5, people are going to hold. People are going to hold, giving a base support. Right? By giving that base support, it allows for new members to come in and push the price up. And that's where you can achieve the 100 to 1,000 X's. That's why cults can get you the 100 to 1,000 X's. Because they allow for communities to have a base level of supporters that all have a common goal, that builds on each other, then you come in, then even newer than that, and the price just skyrockets. Because people come in at varying price levels. The people who got in earlier obviously benefit the most, but everybody's going to be just as passionate. And because the narrative behind the cult is everlasting, you know, people wanting to escape the 9 to 5, people wanting to retire, they're everlasting narratives. People want. I got to Wednesday! Yeah, people want, you know, to have financial freedom. Alright? And you're not going to get financial freedom if you are holding for a month or two. Or trading for a couple of weeks. So these cryptocurrencies that I've been speaking about regularly, All Retire, Suppoman, Tits, no, not Tits, Ass, the 9 to 5, fuck the 9 to 5. You know, all of these cryptocurrencies are for the long term. Well, certainly the first four anyway, are for the long term. Because only in holding for the long term can you achieve the benefits of a community coin. Because a cult community coin builds on itself over time. We're out of alt seasons now. Alt seasons does not exist anymore. Now we have narrative seasons and we've got cults. Right? Cults are strong regardless. Particularly cults that are evergreen. Right? And evergreen cults are ones that have mass appeal that will always have appeal. Always has appeal. Retirement will always have appeal. Escaping the 9 to 5 will always have appeal. You know, Investing in degen cryptocurrencies that make you 100x will always have appeal. Females having nowhere but this place to go will have appeal. And that's why I've selected these ones, and I'm not, you know, just going to be going for any old coin anymore. I'm not going to be investing in any coin. Yes, on narrative seasons, you are going to be seeing, like, if there's a RWA season, I've got to bring out an RWA video. That's what people want to know, right? But I am looking for cryptocurrencies to hold for the long term that are evergreen, right? That I can hold throughout narrative seasons. You know, I can hold regardless of narrative seasons. So, we've heard it here first. This is why cult coins are important. Because we've got a sadness, a loneliness, an online-based pandemic, and there is a need for a kind of spirituality, of togetherness, of community, of like-minded individuals, of missions, right? And these are what could lead to the mass adoption, not necessarily the technology. Because who cares about technology anymore? No one. Not new retailers coming in. They don't care about technology. Why do they need to understand blockchain, consensus, layer 1s, layer 2s, RWA, SHA-256, proof of work, proof of stake, ZK snarks, optimistic roll-ups? Why do they need to learn all this? They don't. They don't want to. And they get no spirituality from learning any of this stuff. They get no happiness, no fun or joy from any of this stuff. Crypto has moved on as an industry. It's moved on as an asset class. We have got brands now. That's what we've got. Popcat, Whiff, Pepe, they're brands. They're brands in cryptocurrency. They are, you know, the Airbnbs, the Ubers. They're the modern day brands, the TikToks. The ones, the sticky brands people love, identify with, come back to. That's what these meme coins are. These cult coins. That's what they are. It's a belief system. It's a belief in having fun and being with people. It's about connecting with people. It's about battling the decay in society, which we've got right now. The amount of people that are, like, trying to find dates online, trying to find online communities, you know, that are doing things like OnlyFans, and it's only going to get worse. If you've watched the latest Black Mirror, there's a episode where the main character resorts to drinking his own urine so that people will pay him, you know, because it'll get other people laughing. But that is where we're going as a society. You know, you may laugh at it and think, oh, that's never going to happen. That's happening. I dread to think what niche OnlyFans there are out there that aren't women stripping, but it's actually people doing all sorts of weird crap just to get a bit of money. You know, society's dead. People aren't having families anymore. People are celebrating their freedom. They're celebrating themselves. They're selfish and hedonistic. And it's going to lead to an underpopulation problem. It's going to lead to a population problem eventually. And this is, you know, what people say is like the global agenda to achieve this kind of sadness. So, you know, people will be happy with whatever measures they come into place with. Make unhappiness so prevalent that people will come to the government. That people will go to the Illuminati or whatever for solace, right? We can take, you know, ownership of our happiness. We can join communities that give us fun and excitement, like-minded individuals to chat with, to be part of our lives with cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency, cult coins, this is the savior in cryptocurrency. It's why it's big, it's huge, it's spiritually ginormous, culturally massive. You know, we're in a new era. Embrace it. Right. I've spoken enough now. Let me have a look and see what you guys are saying. Jay Banfield's in the house. How about JBBJ? Which is basically Jerry Banfield's ICP-based meme coin, 400k market. I haven't looked at it yet, but I'd be interested to see. I'd be interested to see it. Oh, you've been in the whole time. Jeez, I've just been chatting all this time. And you've been there. And thank you very much for the Dear Suppoman video. I absolutely love that. More passion, more. You know what, you guys? If you are such a fan of losing money, go ahead. Right? If you want to invest in some stupid piece of shit that doesn't actually have just riding on the coattails of the things that I say, then go ahead. You know, be poor. I don't give a shit. You know, you guys are stupid. I don't cater for you guys. Right? Okay. Pudgy Penguins, Pengu. It's high in market cap. I don't understand why. Alex Becker did a video yesterday, or whatever, of Pudgy Penguins. And it's like, it went up 25%. Ooh, look at my Twitter. Look at his Twitter. Look at his screenshot. Ooh, it went up 25%. Wow. Gives a shit. 25%. I'm going to get my 2x in a year. It's like, fuck that. Inu narrative is dead. It's not necessarily about an Inu. It's not necessarily about Shiba Inu or Doge or anything like that. It's about what the community cultivates. It's the value is in the community. It's not necessarily in the icon itself. The icon is a representation of fun. You know, it's something that's recognizable that people will gravitate towards. And people love dogs. Lots of people have dogs. Lots of people love dogs. Some people love dogs more than humans. Right? So, you know, so dogs are here to stay. People saying that dogs is well, no, I don't necessarily think so. You know, dog with hat. Look at that. One of the best performers of this market cycle. It's a dog coin. So I don't necessarily buy into that. Animals are an evergreen subject in cryptocurrency. You can throw papers at the targets during the obstacle course, by the way. Yeah, I don't want to waste them, though. Love the Taz AI pump. Yes. I mean, Taz AI was very undervalued. And it's got a ginormous community as well. You know, I saw that all the big YouTubers, some big YouTubers in AI cover Taz, right? And then I saw it at the lowest price it's ever been, lower than any of these guys ever spoke about it. And I was like, you know what, this could be a very good opportunity. And because of the amount of YouTubers talking about it, you know, it's got not necessarily cult, but it's got community. I wouldn't say necessarily it's cult though. But the fact that I've seen Taz AI mentioned in the comments section of my videos multiple times tells me it has got some form of cult vibes. It must do. And that's what got me to look, and that's why meme coins do so well, because the more you talk, the more you comment in other YouTubers' videos and say, check this out. Yeah, at first they'll be like, oh, fuck off. You know, it's not my coin, it's not in my bag, so why the hell should I shill it, right? But if you keep going on and badgering them and saying this coin's good, and they hear it enough, fuck's sake, and they hear it enough, they'll cover it eventually. They will talk about it eventually, whether it's to talk badly about it or whether to talk well about it. They will eventually talk about it. You know, the amount of people that, even though I've said about 1 million times I hate XRP, that still say, you should buy XRP, talk about XRP. It's like, are you guys stupid? But it's not about that. It's because the army's so strong that they're just always promoting. It's ABP for them. Always be promoting. Ah, right. Aha. Got ya. Thank you for the tip. Can you actually get points doing this? What about this? No. Ah! Oh, no, I'm out of papers! I'm just boy now. Can I get to the end of this obstacle course? I don't think I've got to the end of an obstacle course as of yet, because of these sand traps. These obstacle courses are massive compared to the... Fuck! I love All Retire and Giga Chadet. All Retire is probably my favourite coin now. But having said that, right? Having said that, what I will say is that these cryptocurrencies need to continue with innovating. They cannot go quiet. They cannot let their communities expire, because then the value goes. The value is in community. The value is in the mission statement. The value is in the relationships. The value is in the free marketing and in the osmosis created by the community. The value is in identity. The value is in spirituality from all of these coins. So they have to make sure they continue with the messaging. They keep growing always, promoting always, finding new avenues to reach people, to talk to people that are suffering in this loneliness, sadness pandemic. They need to keep it going. That is how they achieve mass adoption. That's how they achieve 1,000 X's, right? They got to keep going. And what I've noticed with Ass, with Giga Chadette, with All Will Retire, with Fuck 9 to 5, is they don't stop. It's not just oh, they launch, they make most tweets on launch day, and then they post like every day, every 24 hours or every 48 hours or every week. No, it's constant. You know, they're constantly trying to bring the community together. You can't achieve a mission unless you are constantly drumming it into people. So that's why, you know, all these meme coins need to keep the content going. Whether it's memes or whether it's just reaffirming the beliefs. And I would say All Will Retire are one of the best at this, because All Will Retire are constantly posting pictures of their community. Right? Their community that are... I'm going to be a paper girl. I didn't know you could do that. All their community are posting I will retire, we will retire, all will retire. Right? Perfect. That is the creme de la creme of the epitome of community. Right? It's including your community. It's showing people just like you showing these signs. Kind of all united by a common goal. Jerry laughs at retired Bloodlines. Had to use that because I saw another YouTuber that says that, and they get tons of views. Hey Super, awesome streams. When are you going to go live with Aria? Well, it will happen. Believe me, it's going to happen. That's ASP. ASP means at some point. Hey Super, what is this game? Paperboy 2, released in 1991. The premise of the game is to deliver papers, but actually it's more fun, like here. It's more fun to use it to hurt people. Well, not hurt people. That sounds mean, doesn't it? That sounds very mean-spirited. The decay in society is exacerbated by Super. So look, you've got this old couple, and I just threw on a bench, and I just threw a paper and knocked them off. This guy with a basketball, fuck you, basketball player, basically. This is life right now. People just don't care about each other. You know, I was like, fuck you, right? And yeah, it's very incidental of modern life. Oh, awesome! Jerry Banfield's going to be live shortly, so if he's available at the time, I will raid, because that would be awesome. Will you give CAs on the coins? No, like, come on, it's not fucking difficult. AWR, all will retire. There's only one. Ass, there's only one. We love Ass. There's only one. Suppoman, there's only one. Well, there's two. One on Solana. Fuck you, dog. And fuck 95 again, only one. FCK 95. Giga Chadette, again, only one. You know, you'll see it probably be the first to come up. So, yeah, I don't need to spoon feed you. Like, you can look yourself. Like, it's not my job to, you know, babysit everyone. So, you're correct about the cult narrative. I know, but thank you very much for commenting. But I know I'm correct because, you know, I have scored living proof of this. My best ever cryptocurrency call was a cult coin. Yes, I finally got that fucking flower. Tits was a 2,000x, people. 2,000x. Very unlikely to be replicated. You will never see another YouTuber getting that. Well, maybe Murad. I think he's probably got a decent couple. But the thing is with the likes of Murad is that they don't actually have the receipts. Yeah, they say, oh, I got into SPX like a year ago or whatever. But you don't see where they said on Twitter they got in a year ago. You just, you know. So you never actually see the buy-in price and the sell price. No, you don't. Not the buy-in price or sell price. The first talked about price and the top, right? Is what we have had with Tits. 200k market cap to near 500. Fuck, I've got no fucking paper. No, I have. Alright, can I go from this side? No, I can't. This is actually really cool. Fuck! Giga Chadet looks like it's ready to rip. I would not be surprised. Oh, my mum. So what I'd like to see is you guys actually telling me if you see any of these cult coins, right? And not just what I actually block a lot of people on Twitter, all right? Because I hate people who lazy shill crap, right? Nothing annoys me more than that. I will ban coins. I will ban community members. If I see shit coins being packaged as good coins, it annoys. Basically, people are just shelling their own bags, looking for greater fools, looking for my platform as a way of finding those greater fools in bulk. So I've been blocking people on Twitter, on Telegram, anybody that is kind of shouting out shit coins, right? So I armed you guys with the information, and yes, taste is subjective. Some people may think, all retires a pile of shit. Fine. I mean, people are entitled to their opinions. But what I'm saying is that, what one person thinks is gold, another person thinks is trash. But if you have rationale, if there's good rationale, right, then I'd be very keen to see what you guys have got to say about cult cryptocurrencies that are available told for the long term. But I don't want to be, having a saturated portfolio. I want to have a very simplistic portfolio of big hitters. That's what I want. Is that it? Am I dead now? Paper girl fired! Not good. What are your thoughts on Kaiken? I already given my thoughts. I gave it in my last video. Root? What the hell? What the hell's root? Oh, fuck it. I'll just go Paperboy back again. Yeah, what's my thoughts on Kaiken? Well, I would say that Kaiken has got an excellent story in terms of it's the only one of the 6 Japanese Inus that wasn't launched and made a 300x, right? Or went over $300 million market cap. And the best Inu performances are Shiba and Doge, right? And then you got like Kishu Inu and Kensu Inu and Hokkaido Inu and Akita Inu and all of these various Inus that did really well in the last cycle. And Kaiken was the only one of the Japanese Inus that didn't get launched, didn't get its own coin, and has never been that kind of market cap. So it's got a great story for starters, but it's exacerbated. The value is exacerbated by the community. Because the community come up with artwork, the community are, trying to, are very present, right? They seem loyal, they seem present, they seem sticky-ish, and, they allow for potential compounding of community, which is very, very important. That's why I like Kaiken. It basically has 2 things going for it. The sense of community and the fact that it tells a very, very good tells a very, very good story as far as the dog narrative is concerned. And I suppose last of all, it's a low market cap. So that makes it, it makes it worth taking the chance, basically. If it was a very high market cap, I wouldn't bother. I don't bother with high market caps unless I see, some really good stories about it. Like Sui, new Solana, right? People that didn't get necessarily into Solana achieve the 200x on Solana. Sui is that second chance, of having the same kind of fortune as Solana. ICP, like it seems to be, to me anyway, technologically very, very good. And I would say that the story that makes it powerful is the fact that, it's kind of very undervalued. People don't really talk about it. And as a result of that, it's kind of like Rocky. It's like got all the potential. It's got the potential to be a star. It just hasn't necessarily been, discovered as such. Now, I know people will say, well, it's high market cap, so it has been discovered. But what I mean is, it's never had a season. It's never really been celebrated, really. Okay? And I think that ICP is a very, very technologically advanced cryptocurrency. Given that you can build the entirety of like a YouTube or a Facebook or a Twitter, like in its current state. I'm not talking about the beginning. I'm talking about in its current state with the amount of users it's got already. Billions basically. You can do that with ICP because it's got the compute power, the server power, etc. Right? Great story. It's the Rocky of cryptocurrency. Fucking hell! I hate these sand traps. Super, review OOBE. Hold on a minute. Let me just have a look at Dick Screener. Quick view of OOBE. Mum. 1.1 million out of body experience. Let's have a look at this. $191,000 volume. It's a tenth of a, well, it's about a fifth actually of 1,000 followers. Am I playing? Yes, I am. Shit. Yeah, so out of body experience it doesn't say much to me, right? But I have seen plentiful amounts of people asking me to look at it. So clearly it has got some form of community. And the tweets look like they get, I wouldn't say good, but I'd say for the amount of people that follow it, a decent amount of engagement. It doesn't really do much for me, though. It doesn't really symbolize anything that is a solution to the loneliness and sadness pandemic. You know? It just seems like something random, to be honest. But, you know, that's probably my ignorance. I don't know. But you can see that I try. You can see I look for some merit where I can. But I'm looking for clear hitters, to be honest. So do you think 74k was the bottom for Bitcoin? I do, actually. I do. But I don't care to be wrong. I don't care. All I know is, you know, when it's low, I find gems, and when it's not, I look for narratives that come out of a bull season. Right, I've really sucked at this one. So do you think fungi is... I don't know. I don't think so, to be honest. I don't know. I haven't looked at the community. I actually think that the value proposition's shit. Super, I have a front-ran meme narrative on Pulse Chain. I wouldn't bother, right? Don't bother. Pulse Chain's shit. I've already talked about it in my last stream. Like, Pulse Chain's dead. Aria's chat saying I wants to break out on the weekly. It'll all happen in good time. Miria is the Web3 yeah, well, whatever. Right? But I do think there is space in this game, and I think that, you know, WTF Games have had the opportunity for this to capitalize on this, which is to find a kind of gaming platform. I mean, look at me playing this, right? This, it makes people happy. It's fun, right? I swear a lot. It was fun, right? And, you know, I think there is an opportunity for a gaming platform to, you know, turn it into a bit of a community, not just be about the games, and make it more about creating a community vibe through the games. You know, something that people can have fun with, something that gets people out of the rut, something that may, you know, have real good meme connotations. That's why I think WTF is has that potential, but we have to wait and see. I do like that. But it's like having a gaming coin with a difference. It's not just a gaming coin. It's not just a technology. Because that is boring. I don't care for those anymore. I'll be honest with you. I look for something that is more about culture. That's building a brand. A brand. And there have been... we've got the cult of personality happening right now in the brand world. You know, like I said, you know, jelly cats, Stanley cups, specific types of jeans or clothes, brands, Airbnb, Uber, all these things. They've become huge brands in this modern day world of convenience and all this stuff, right? But they're kind of what I would say anti-culture. It's kind of, they're actually, they do make things easy, but they increase anti-socialism. I'm an antisocial person, so those suit me fine. But in terms of the people who want to... Fuck, I got him on the move! He still killed me. I haven't seen on your last stream. Omega X still a goodbye. Again, I can't really offer much opinion. All I will say is that if Omega X... I mean, I'll tell you this. Murad seems to think that coins launched on multiple chains is a good thing. Right? Because SPX is on Solana and Ethereum. And he thinks that's a great thing. I think he thinks all coins should be on all chains. I don't think so. I think that dilutes the effectiveness of the performance in one chain, right? You want to have one singular point for simplicity. However, Ethereum and Solana are the main chains, so it makes sense to have presence on both of those. Ah! Energy token is done. I've already said that already, so stop testing me, because Pulse chain is hella toxic and separated. Yeah, it is. Exactly 0x. The PLS and Hex communities are a disaster right now, and I think that Richard Hart is probably embarrassed by it, to be honest. He's got no control over it. He's let it, be unmaintained, uncontrolled for so long that they kind of all just turned on each other. All the big Pulse chain creators, they're just kind of a joke now. No one gives a crap about any of them. It's just not cool anymore. I'm not saying it could in the future do something, I don't know, but I would say that I personally think that community had its cult times, but now it probably still will, to be fair, but it's too high a market cap to make anything meaningful. Hex was a small, tiny market cap at first. Fuck! I think the cryptocurrency world has become a joke, to be honest. All these coins, Arbitrum, Optimism, Aptos, even Sui, Hyperliquid, Ondo, they all released ginormous market caps with huge token unlocks to come. They have centralized cryptocurrency, dumped on followers and or retail, and retail are sick of it. Meme coins or cult coins are the champion in every respect. It brings fairness to the game. It brings community and spirituality to the game. It is the most valuable area, and it's the most evergreen, the most fun, and it's the most normie appealed cryptocurrency. And that's why meme coins, it's fantastic, in my opinion. Right, people, I think I've said enough. I've said why I think that cult coins are the future. I've said what cult coins I love. If you could smash a like, I would be very, very pleased with you for doing so. It inspires me to bring you more videos like this where I talk and I'm active with you. And that's it. Make sure that you subscribe if you haven't already, and come for the next video when I should be presenting. Till next time, people, it's lights out, all out.